Today, I want to show you guys how you can place your sports bets on chain. The platform we're going to be using today is Overtime. All right, first things first, you want to make sure you go to the right website, and I'll have a link to it in the description. Now, once you're on the website, you can go ahead and take a look at all the different sports that they have available. So you can see that they have live games, and these are games that you can currently bet on. Now, they have many different sports from soccer to football to even esports. They also have table tennis, rugby, and many others. Now, you can also bet on futures. Now, these future events are generally who you think will be the winner of that tournament or competition. For example, for the FIFA Club World Cup that's currently going on, you can go ahead and click and you can see all the different teams that you can bet on. And I'm currently using the American odds, which you can see is plus 300. Now you can simply change that by going to the top, clicking on the American odds and selecting the odds that you would like. And so for example, if I were to choose, let's say I believe PSG is going to win, all I would have to do is click on the team and choose the amount I would like to buy in. Now you can also see how much liquidity is available. So for example, for this future market, they only have $505 available for you to bet on. Now it varies by different futures and also different choices that you make. For example, the Man City would have 363, but it all really depends on the market. And these odds and liquidity are subject to change. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to use the platform if you were to make a bet. First things first, you want to go ahead and sign in. Now from here, you can go ahead and create an account or you can connect with your wallet. Now for crypto users, it's very simple to use a wallet. All you have to do is connect with either a Coinbase wallet or Binance wallet, or you could click on view all wallets. And from here, you have many different choices that you can choose from. For me, one of the easiest platforms to use is Wallet Connect. From here, all you have to do is scan your QR code, connect to the website, and once you're connected, you'll see that your account in the top right corner is connected. Now from here, you can go ahead and place your bets. So for example, if I were to bet on PSG, all I would have to do is look through my wallet and choose how much money I would like to spend on this bet. Now, one thing to make note of is the different network that you're on. At the moment, my wallet is connected on Optimism, but you have the option of connecting through Arbitrum or Base. And the best part is almost all crypto exchanges offer withdrawals to Optimism, Arbitrum, or Base. Now, you can see on my profile, I currently have a bet that I won, and you can see that I bet 0.01 wrapped ETH and I won 0.02221 ETH. Now to claim your winnings, it's very simple. All you have to do is click claim and confirm it in your wallet. And you can see in the top hand right corner, the winnings have been successfully claimed. And now it's in my wallet. So if I go to account, you could go ahead and see how much I currently have in wrapped ETH. So now I have collected my winnings. Now, there are many different options that you can bet on. So, for example, if we were to bet on soccer, you will be shown many different bets. So, for example, we could bet on one winner, or we could bet on a draw, or the opposing team as well to win the game. And they have many different options like handicap, total, double chance, total, winner of the first half, and many different options. Now you can go through and look at almost any different game that you would like, and then from there, once you decided on the game that you want to bet on, you can simply do that. And like I said before, you can bet using almost any different cryptocurrency that you would like, from USDC to ETH to many different others. Now, another important piece to Overtime is your winnings. Now, if you go to history, you can go ahead and see all the bets that you placed. Now, if you go ahead and take a look at the bet that I placed and I won, you can go ahead and click on the game. And from here, you can see all the different winning tickets and all the bets that were won. And another cool feature is you can see all the people that were betting on the game on that network, and you can see who won and who hasn't won, or whose tickets are pending. Now, another way you can confirm that your bet was placed and that you know that you will receive your winnings if your bet does pay out is simply by clicking on the owner, and you can go ahead and see the transaction. Now, if you go to the transaction, now you can see that they deposited the 0.02 ETH into the contract, and that was the winnings that you would get if you won. And from there, you can see that the winnings have been withdrawn because I confirmed that I wanted to withdraw my winnings. Now, that's really the magic of smart contracts because you will always be guaranteed your winnings. Now, I've heard that there have been some issues in the past with other different platforms where they don't pay out, but with overtime, this is all on the blockchain. Now, let's talk about parlays. So, let's say I wanted to make a parlay of some of the teams that I think will win in the FIFA Club World Cup. I'm just going to add a few for example. So, I'm going to add Man City, Real Madrid, let's say Chelsea. Now you can go ahead and see all the odds and how they add up. So adding up all these odds, my total quote would be plus 396, and the max liquidity available at the moment is $862. Now you can see the odds did change for one of the games, and that's simply what happens on almost every single betting platform. Now all you have to do is click accept odd changes, and from here you can go ahead and click how much you want to bet with what asset or what coin. So let's say, for example, I was to bet 0.01 ETH. So for that quote of plus 387, I would receive 0.0487, and my total profit would be 0.0387. And simply all you would have to do is click buy and confirm it in your wallet, and you would get the ticket in your profile, and it would show up in your ticket section. And like I showed you before, all you have to do is claim if your ticket wins. Now, another cool feature that they have is called system betting, and it's similarly to parlay, except you do not have to hit all of your bets. For this bet, if I selected 2 out of 3, that means that 2 out of my 3 bets would have to win. And you can see the total I would pay is 0.01 ETH, and the min payout would be about $18, and the max would be 0.0294. Now, also, you need to keep in mind that it depends on which games win. So for example, if Chelsea wins, I would get better odds because it's plus 116. But if Chelsea loses and the other two teams win, then I would get lower odds. So system betting is an interesting feature that no other platforms I have seen use, but it does give you an option to regain some of your buy-ins or winnings simply by making the correct bets on a few number of your games. Personally, I use regular bets simply because they're just simple to make, and you do not have to worry about the min or max quote. Now, there are always games that are being released, so if you don't see the game that you want, you may just have to wait. However, they're constantly adding different sports and games that are available for you to bet on. And at the moment, they have made drastic improvements in how many different games that you could bet on. So overall, if you want to make a bet on, let's say, one of the upcoming games that are very popular, this is one of the best platforms to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have questions about the Overtime platform, leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.